Hey, how y'all doing? This is Mongo Slade, and today we're going to talk about the women's tag team champions losing 2 weeks in a row to a makeshift tag team. Oh, lordy, lordy, lord. Anyway, hit the like button for me. Hit the like button. Also, hit subscribe button. All right, thank you. So, Asuka and Lana are forming a team. It is a very weird team. Because Asuka is very manic. All she cares about is screeching and kicking and, making a fool of people and saying people are not ready for her. And Asuka has no focus. She is incredibly frantic. She just does whatever they tell her to do when she shows up on Mondays. I don't think Asuka even asks any questions. She probably just does like, hey, Asuka, we're about to go have you jump off this thing. Okay, I do it. Asuka, run through this wall. Okay, I do it. Hey, Asuka, get in this box. Okay, I do it. And then that's it. That's kind of it. She doesn't care. So, Lana is out to prove herself still. Asuka is, very energetic about, helping Lana make a fool of Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. So the story is mostly about Lana versus Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Asuka literally could replace Asuka with anybody, but since they have chosen not to do that, by, limiting the women's division to basically just Asuka, Lana, Nia Jax, and Shayna Baszler. Now they've introduced a new storyline with Dana Brooke and Mia Yim. So at least the women have 2 storylines going. They could have 3, but that would be too much, right? That would be too much to ask for. So Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax are, they're kind of pissed. They're kind of peeved. Nia Jax is, she's kind of mad at Shayna Baszler because Shayna Baszler was the one who got pinned the previous week. It was a roll-up. Shayna Baszler's like, hey, losing to Asuka is one thing. Asuka is an athlete. She's good. She's great. But losing to Lana is like, ugh, disgusting. Now, Shayna has been really good since they've, done this thing with her and Nia Jax. She's really kind of been bringing it as far as her personality is concerned. Nia Jax has kind of been... She's Nia Jax. Nia Jax is Nia Jax. This match was terrible, though, because Nia Jax is Nia Jax. And Lana is not a worker. They are really, really booking themselves into a corner. They're booking Lana like, a scrappy underdog babyface, which is the right thing to do if you're going to put her in this position. But they're also, she's still feckless as far as, she's not a physical threat to anybody. But there were so many spots in that match that were blown, that looked like shit. Not Lana, but Shayna Baszler and Asuka deserve better than what they're doing here. This is not good. Now, this is probably going to end up being your tables match, right? It's going to end up being Asuka and Lana versus Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax in a tables match at TLC. I'm okay with that. I'm almost certain that's where we're going here. But this tag team match was not good. And the finish was okay, though. Now, the finish was fine. And, Lana is about to get choked out because there's no way she can escape Shayna Baszler. So, Asuka saves Lana by running across the ring and hitting a knee strike in the base of Shayna Baszler's neck, knocking her unconscious. And all Lana had to do was turn over. And Lana successfully turned over on her stomach and pinned Shayna Baszler. And Nia Jax was furious because once again, Shayna Baszler got pinned. And, obviously Shayna Baszler has an out. She got attacked by Asuka. She didn't get pinned by Lana just because Lana did something to her. Now, I'm at the point here where I'm going to ask the question that this makeshift team between not Lana and Asuka, that's already makeshift enough. But this makeshift team between Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, whether Nia Jax is going to end up abandoning Shayna Baszler and fully turning Shayna Baszler face. Now, they've been operating in this weird gray area that I hate so much, where, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax are trying to be funny. They're trying to be humorous. They're trying to be likable in some way. They did some tweaks to Shayna Baszler's character where she's not really she's still a vicious heel, but she's also more talkative, more personable, more social. And, Nia Jax has sort of been antisocial. She's kind of being the bully. She's being a jerk. You could get away with Nia Jax basically just abandoning Shayna Baszler, telling her to fuck off. She's going to do her own things because Shayna Baszler is a loser. And maybe you have Shayna Baszler lose the tag team titles, and then you do a Baszler-Nia Jax feud. And while that sounds okay, I guess, then we're stuck with Lana and Asuka as a tag team. And I don't want that. I don't want that at all. So how do we get out of this? How do we get out of this? Now, I said before, I said the previous week, the only way this storyline ends in a way that makes sense is for Lana to beat Nia Jax. It has to happen. Okay? That specifically has to happen. Whether it's a tables match, whether it's one-on-one, whether it's in a tag team match, in some capacity, Lana has to beat Nia Jax. That's how we get out of this storyline. And they're not doing a good job of building up to it. They just had Lana pin Shayna Baszler both times. But they've been giving Lana wins. So Lana is winning. Shayna Baszler is losing. Shayna Baszler is losing because, she's just obsessed with being able to beat Lana. It's just so easy. But Asuka is a problem. So now they have to do something to eliminate Asuka out of this match, out of this situation. And I think a tables match is probably a good way of doing it. Why? Because in a tables match, you can do both people have to be put through a table. So you can no longer just blame one person for the team losing. So then you could do something where maybe Asuka gets put through the table after, Shayna Baszler gets put through the table. So Nia Jax is by herself. Nia Jax fights off Asuka and Lana, at least for a little while, puts Asuka through a table, and now it's just Nia Jax versus Lana, and Lana through hook or by crook or something. Maybe they recreate the Big Show Cody Rhodes finish, and Lana puts Nia Jax through a table and officially beats Nia Jax and wins the tag team titles. And then they immediately lose them to the Riot Squad or something. Which I think is the best way of doing this, is some way of Lana winning this title, having it for 2 weeks, and then losing it to the Riot Squad. That's the best way to handle this, is to get the belts onto Asuka and Lana, because Lana has to win them, and then immediately taking them away. Maybe as soon as Mandy Rose comes back, which shouldn't be too much longer, because I'm pretty sure she can wrestle with her injury. You pull Dana Brooke from her storyline, and you immediately have Asuka and Lana lose the tag team titles. But this storyline can't end without Lana getting the belts. That would be a terrible story, because they've been going on for 2 or 3 months already. But this tag team match was the shits. It was dog shit. Nia Jax is not good. Lana is not good. I would definitely prefer to be seeing Shayna Baszler versus Asuka. I've seen people say Shayna Baszler's already lost more matches on main roster than she's always lost in NXT. I'm not a mark for wins and losses, man. I already know that's going to happen. Once you have to accept that these people are going to wrestle 52 matches a year, at least it is impossible for you to win them all. You're not going to win them all. Okay? What you're looking for here is to win more than you lose, and not lose them all. Okay, wins and losses are the product of storytelling anyway. In WWE terms, that's why they don't keep track of wins and losses, because people quote unquote get hot, and all of a sudden, you don't want to have a guy who's a champion. He's 5-4. That's stupid. That's AEW's type stuff. In any event, I don't mind the story. I don't want to see the same matches again and again. So the only other option we have is to do Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax versus Asuka and Lana in a tables match at TLC, which will mean that we'll have to drag this feud on longer than I want it to go on. But Lana has to beat Nia Jax, and she's going to need some help in doing so. So Asuka is a good choice because she's a good baby face for, she's just a good baby face. Asuka's like a naturally fun person. She's down for anything. So this whole ordeal is fine for Asuka, at least for right now. But they're not booking her as a dominant champion. They're not booking her as a good champion at all. And it seems like every year at TLC, Asuka is in this position where she's in a tag team match at TLC for no reason. It just seems like that's just her position, is at TLC every year she's going to be in some type of tag team match. And, you know, I think one of my followers told me she's 3-0 at TLC. So she misses TLC for right now. So hopefully Asuka can make it 4-0. We can end this feud there with Lana winning the tag team titles. And, you know, then them immediately losing them to someone else and getting Asuka out of this situation so she can defend her title. And then breaking up Baszler and Jax so they can feud. You know, I'm okay with all of that. But it's going to be pain to get there. It's going to be painful. Because that means I have to sit through more matches like this. And I don't want to sit through Nia Jax versus Lana. That's going to hurt. I don't look forward to that pain. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys again. Feel free to donate to the channel to help the channel grow. And I'll talk to you guys later.